You think beauty is everywhere in nature? Think again. Because in this wild journey across Earth's darkest corners, from the deepest oceans to the thickest jungles, we're revealing 50 of the ugliest, weirdest, creepiest creatures and nuts you've never imagined. Starting in the deep sea, where sunlight never reaches. Meet the blobfish, a gelatinous, droopy-faced fish that looks like a grumpy old man melting in a sauna. Right beside it lurks the anglerfish, with needle-sharp teeth and a glowing lure growing from its head to trap prey like something from your nightmares. Travel a little closer to the ocean floor and find the gulper eel, whose massive jaw can engulf prey larger than itself, and the frilled shark, an ancient predator with a mouth packed with over 300 needle-like teeth. In shallow waters, you might come across the monkfish, dubbed sea devils by fishermen due to their grotesque faces and enormous mouths. Moving onshore, the horror continues with the naked mole rat, a nearly hairless rodent with translucent skin and a disturbing, ever-growing pair of orange front teeth that it uses to tunnel underground. Deep in the forests of Madagascar, meet the aye, a lemur with bulging eyes and a skeletal, witch-like finger it uses to tap for insects inside trees. Speaking of creepy crawlers, let's talk about the giant isopod, a deep-sea crustacean resembling a nightmarish pill bug, and the camel spider, an oversized arachnid that can scream, yes, scream, and chase you at horrifying speeds. Then there's the proboscis monkey, with a fleshy, sagging nose and bloated belly, and the showbill stork, an intimidating bird with a dinosaur-like stare and a beak shaped like a wooden clog. But the ugliness doesn't stop at animals. Let's talk about plants, starting with the Hydnora africana, a parasitic, root-like flower that grows underground, smells like feces, and opens like a fleshy mouth to trap beetles. There's also the infamous coco de mer nut from the Seychelles, nicknamed the butt nut due to its uncanny resemblance to human anatomy, and the terrifying double coconut, the heaviest and most suggestive seed on Earth. In the deserts of Australia, the devil's claw plant produces sharp, twisted seed pods that latch onto animal hooves or your shoe. In South America, the monkey puzzle nut tree looks like an alien spacecraft with its sharp, geometric foliage. Back to the weird animals. Meet the star-nosed mole, with 20 to tentacle-like appendages on its nose that look like a living alien sensor. Then there's the Saiga antelope, with a swollen, bloated nose evolved for filtering dust, but which looks like it's melting off its face. The Indian purple frog spends most of its life underground, only surfacing once a year to mate, and has a chubby body and tiny head that looks almost cartoonish. The lamprey, a jawless fish with a circular, teeth-lined suction mouth, attaches to other fish and drains their blood like a vampire from the abyss. The axe-faced tree hopper looks like a living thorn with eyes and an alien crown, while the mata mata turtle resembles a pile of rotting leaves with a tube for a nose. Let's not forget the California condor, a massive bird with a bald, pink wrinkled head that looks like something between a vulture and a forgotten dinosaur. Or the warped giant African land snail, which leaves a slimy trail across crops and can grow larger than your hand. The Sundakalugo, or flying lemur, might glide through trees, but its stretched skin flaps and ghostly stare make it look like a real-life gremlin. Other ugly legends include the warthog, with facial warts and curved tusks, the horned lizard, which can squirt blood from its eyes, and the Chinese water deer, also called the vampire deer due to its fang-like tusks. Let's not forget the showbill's cousin, the marabou stork, a bald-headed scavenger known as the Undertaker bird. Meanwhile, underground you'll find the giant burrowing cockroach of Australia, which grows up to 3.3 inches and hisses. Among plants again, the Rafflesia arnoldii, the world's largest flower, smells like rotting flesh and looks like it too. And from the South Pacific, the sea coconut floats on ocean waves with its odd brain-like husk. The goblin shark, an ancient species with a slingshot jaw, looks like it belongs in a horror film. There's also the bearded vulture, which dyes its feathers red using rust from the soil, and the Japanese spider crab, with legs that can reach 12 feet across. And don't miss the tarsier, a tiny primate with bulging eyes the size of its brain, or the fanged toothfish, which can't even close its mouth because its teeth are so large. The hagfish, when threatened, releases slime by the gallon, suffocating predators in goo. Back to nuts. How about the Brazil nut pod, a giant woody capsule that can crack your skull if it falls on you? Or the twisted, brain-like black walnut hull, which stains everything it touches and smells like turpentine. Last but not least, meet the giant panda snail, the largest land snail in Australia, with a grotesque foot and enormous slime trail, and the creepy Suriname toad, whose babies burst through holes in its back like something from a horror movie. So, the next time someone says all nature is beautiful, remember this list of nature's most hideous, bizarre, yet utterly fascinating outcasts. Because beauty might be in the eye of the beholder, but some things are just straight up ugly. If you've made it this far, then this journey means something to you. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button like it's your destiny. Like this story if it moved you. Share it with those who need an escape. And leave me a comment, because your voice matters here. This is just the beginning.